Welcome to Hotel Transylvania on Home Media Reviews. I'm not going to do that voice the whole time, but I hope you enjoyed that little part there. Hello everyone, welcome to another installment of Home Media Reviews. As stated earlier, this is on Hotel Transylvania. Let's not waste any time, let's jump right into the history section of Hotel Transylvania. So Hotel Transylvania hit theaters on September 28th, 2012. I actually saw this movie in theaters, believe it or not. I went with my brother and my mom. I think we went like in October or something, a couple of days after this hit theaters. We didn't see it opening weekend because none of us really cared that much, but we thought it looked cute enough. And that's part of the reason why I picked it for Home Media Reviews. I wanted some variety in my animation studios. We've done Pixar, we've done Disney, we've even done Warner Brothers. Let's take a look at Sony Pictures animation here. And I remember walking out thinking, that was pretty fun, I enjoyed that. My mom did not like this movie, however. She said her favorite part was when the credits rolled. I don't know why I still remember that, but she did not enjoy this movie at all. Here's a fun fact for you. This movie was directed by Genndy Tartakovsky. Now, if that name doesn't ring a bell to you, he is the genius behind the Clone Wars micro-series that aired on Cartoon Network. That was the prototype Clone Wars show. It was 2D animated. It featured some of the voice cast from the Clone Wars from 2008. But a lot of people love that show. It's actually on Disney Plus right now, so if you want to go and check that out, you can. It's a good show on the whole. It's only about 2.5 hours long to watch the whole thing. He's more known, however, for the show Samurai Jack. I don't know anything about Samurai Jack. I've heard it's fantastic. I don't really have any interest in seeing it, though, but I hear it's great. I just thought that was interesting that Hotel Transylvania is his directorial debut. He had worked on animated stuff in the past, but this is the first movie that he's actually directed. Hotel Transylvania then hit DVD, Blu-ray, and Blu-ray 3D on January 29th, 2013. You guys remember when Blu-ray 3D was a thing? I know I say that every time I mention it here on the show, but it's crazy to me that Blu-ray 3D is actually a thing. Well, it was a thing. No longer a thing in the US. There's a Best Buy exclusive Blu-ray, not a Steelbook. Again, another instance of, it's a Best Buy exclusive, but it's not a steelbook. It came with an activity book because this is a movie for children. So I guess kids don't care about steelbooks. Kids don't care about physical media nowadays, but back then they didn't care about steelbooks. They still don't care about steelbooks, to be honest with you. There was a Target exclusive that actually came with some extra content. This one came with a bonus disc with some extra behind the scenes content, which is pretty cool there. I think its poster art also got changed. The Target exclusive is the most bang for your buck. However, if you like plushies, you might have wanted to walk on over to Walmart to pick up their exclusive because it came with a little bat plushie. I think it's kind of cute. Like, if I was into this movie in 2013, I would have probably picked that one up, because I'm a sucker for cute things. We wouldn't see Hotel Transylvania on store shelves again until September 14th, 2015, when we got 2 DVD multi-packs that this was included in. First one was a 2-pack with the movie Monster House. I think this was also a Sony Pictures animated movie. That would make sense. And then this also had a Blu-ray counterpart that was on store shelves. I've never seen Monster House. Some people have told me it's good. Have you seen it? What do you think of it? And then there was also a 3 DVD pack that included the great film Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Or at least I remember it being great. I haven't seen it in a long time. And then it also came with the live-action Smurfs movie. Oh, God, that was awful. I saw that in theaters, man. I saw Smurfs in theater. I'm not afraid to admit it. That movie sucks. I think my grandparents took me and my brother to see that because they wanted to go to a movie, and they were like, yeah, we'll just dump you in Smurfs. Then on February 7th, 2017, we got a 2-movie Drac Pack. You get it? Because it's Dracula. It's so funny, it totally doesn't make me want to die. This included Hotel Transylvania 1 and 2, and it came out on DVD and Blu-ray. Pretty good value pack if you wanted both of these movies. On August 7th, 2018, we got a Blu-ray reprint, which included Hotel Transylvania 3 movie cache. Which basically means you could get a free ticket to Hotel Transylvania 3 if you bought the first movie. Or like, I think it was like $8 towards a ticket. So if tickets in your town cost like $12, you could have got it for $4. Then later on October 9th, 2018, we got a Blu-ray/DVD 3-pack. And this one included all 3 Transylvania movies. Apparently there's a 4th one out now that's only on Amazon Prime, like Transmorphia or something. Then like a week later on October 18th, 2018, there was a reprint with a very simplistic poster of Mavis on the front. You guys remember a few weeks ago with Shrek and those terrible posters that movie got? Yeah, think that, but with the Mavis character from this movie. I don't know why studios are so obsessed with simplistic face posters. They look awful. The original theatrical poster for Hotel Transylvania is actually pretty good. This Mavis one, it stinks. But that is the end of the history section. We haven't seen Hotel Transylvania on physical media since 2018. I think it is streaming on Amazon Prime right now because Sony doesn't really have a streaming service to stick this and its sequels on, so I think it's on Amazon last time I looked. It was on Tubi for like a month or two, which, by the way, if none of you have ever heard of that service, it's actually pretty cool. They have a lot of good movies on it, and it's completely free. You just have to watch ads. So, Tubi. Not a sponsorship, but I like your service. But since that wraps up the history section, let's move right along to the close-up. Alrighty everyone, here's your close-up at Hotel Transylvania in 3D. I've probably already done that once in this video, and you're probably already sick of it, but I couldn't help it. We have a clear Blu-ray case. That's pretty cool. You don't see that all that often. Blu-ray 3D plus Blu-ray plus DVD. Cast list. Hotel Transylvania in 3D. You have all your monsters there on the front. Even monsters need a vacation. That's a funny tagline. The spine, thick, because it's a Blu-ray 3D. Says it right there. You got Dracula, Mavis, Hotel Transylvania in 3D. Bottom, Blu-ray, DVD, and Columbia Pictures logos. The back features your barcode, blurb, special features breakdown. Blu-ray exclusives includes both 3D and 2D versions of the film, your breakdown of how to watch things in 3D because you're stupid and you don't know that. Legalese down there at the bottom. All that good stuff. Open this up. There's your 3D disc. And there's your Blu-ray disc. My copy doesn't have a DVD. I bought this used, so it's technically incomplete, but I'm never going to use that anyway, so it didn't really matter to me. Cool part about this, though, is if you take the discs out, oh, you can see where I bought it. Half-price books, as per usual, but it actually has artwork. That's pretty cool. Actually, yeah, I don't see that all that often. They're actually utilizing the fact that they have a clear Blu-ray case so they can actually, put artwork on the inside. I really like that touch. So that wraps up your close-up. Let's move right along to the menu tour. Alright folks, here we are for a menu tour of Hotel Transylvania. We're only looking at the Blu-ray copy here because I don't have a 3D Blu-ray player in the house. So we got a pretty standard menu setup. We've got our options down here at the bottom with clips from the movie playing in the background. We have play, movie, languages, scene selection, and special features. And your little selector thing down there is the head that talks to Dracula. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. She has like the really sassy voice. I'm just glad my eyes are sewed shut, you know, something like that. I don't really know a lot of quotes from that character. I just remember her being funny. We've got audio, subtitles, and commentary subtitles. So for audio, we have a 5.1 mix. For English, an English audio descriptive mix. French 5.1. Portuguese 5.1. Portuguese audio descriptive. And Spanish 5.1. For subtitles, we have English, English SDH, French, Portuguese, and Spanish. You can also turn the subtitles off from this menu. Commentary subtitles, we have English, Portuguese, and Spanish. No French. For scene selection, we have 16 scenes in total. Each one of them has a little thumbnail telling you where you are in the movie. They're all numbered as well, and you've even got a little bar down here telling you where you are in the movie. All my favorite things. The only thing that it's missing is titles for each of the scenes, but, you know, getting numbers is pretty good too. And for special features, we have a commentary with the director, producer, and visual effects supervisor. I'm not sure if that's the new mini movie or if that's a featurette. I'm looking at the back here. Yes, that's the new mini movie that's included here. Good Night, Mr. Foot, deleted scenes, meet the staff and guests voicing Hotel Transylvania, making the hotel, progression reels, problem monster remix, music video, behind the scenes of that, previews, and then that's it. Let's take a look at the deleted scenes here. Does it have an extra menu? It does. We have a deleted prologue, a scene called Shadows, and Caught in the Act. And these are all just like little featurettes about the movie. So that's a pretty good amount of bonus content on this disc. So that wraps up your menu tour. Let's head on back and answer the 5 main questions as always. Alright, so we're back from the close-up. Now it's time to answer the 5 main questions as always. Number 1. Where can you pick this product up? I have not seen Hotel Transylvania on store shelves since, I don't know, 2015, 16 maybe? I actually picked up my 3D copy on clearance at a half-price books for $3. So that shows you how prevalent this movie is on secondhand store shelves. So if you really want it, look online or at a half-price books or something like that. You'll probably find 5 copies. Number 2, is this product still being printed nowadays? No, can't say yes to that. Last print was in 2018. Number 3, should you pick this product up? When I was watching Hotel Transylvania, I thought, okay, I haven't seen it since theaters. I remember thinking it was okay. Apparently, a lot of people online really like this first movie, so I thought, this might be a hidden gem. I was kind of wrong, but I also wasn't, in a way. Let me explain. Hotel Transylvania tells the story of Dracula, voiced by Adam Sandler, in a pretty good role, actually. I actually really like his Dracula voice. And he is setting up his Transylvanian castle to be a hotel for monsters, because the monsters are sick and tired of being cast out by humans, so they're just going to live on their own in the hotel for monsters. It's a pretty good idea for a movie. Dracula's got a daughter, her name is Mavis. She's 118 now, and she wants to go out and see the world, and Dracula's like, oh no, Mavis, I will not let you go and see the world, blah, blah, blah. I do not even say blah, blah, blah. I don't even know where that comes from. That's like one of the best jokes in this movie is everybody keeps saying blah, blah, blah with Dracula. But it's true, though. Dracula never says that in any of his live-action movies. I don't know how that became like a running gag, but the Dracula here is very offended by it. So through machinations and through the plot and all that, this human named Jonathan, played by Andy Samberg, shows up at the Transylvanian hotel, and Dracula freaks out because he's like, how did you get there? Oh, I was just hiking and I just showed up. It works for plot convenience. It's stupid, but it works, I guess. Andy Samberg is pretty good too. I like his nerd voice, or like the cool guy kind of voice thing. He's an idiot, the character of Jonathan is, but he works in this role. I enjoy him. Me and Hope are watching this together, and when Jonathan says, Yeah, like, I can't leave my backpack. Like, I just really like it a lot. Hope turns over to me and she says, "You're a lot like him. You always bring your backpack over to my house. You're the same way." Like, because I got important stuff in there. So, of course, there's a love story brewing between Mavis and Jonathan, blah, 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 blah. The movie's pretty rote, actually. It's pretty typical. But it does have a little bit of heart in there. I'll give it that. I don't really think there are any bad vocal performances in Hotel Transylvania. I can totally tell that that's Kevin James, that's David Spade, that's Steve frickin' Buscemi, which I don't know how he keeps getting work in all these Adam Sandler movies. He's in, like, both grown-ups films. Is he in Jack and Jill? I don't remember that movie. I don't want to remember that god-awful tragedy. But come on, Steve. You were in Reservoir Dogs, for crying out loud. You should be getting better parts than these. But I like him as the Wolf Man, and then Kevin James is Frankenstein, and then David Spade is the Invisible Man. I like them all. I can tell who they are. Like, they're celebrity voices. They're not really voice actors per se, but they work in their roles. I really liked CeeLo Green as the Mummy. I don't know why. He was just really funny. Selena Gomez as Mavis, again, a celebrity voice who's not really doing a voice per se. It's just really Selena Gomez talking into a microphone, but it makes sense. I mean, she's good. I never really hated Selena Gomez in anything I've seen her in. I haven't seen her in much, but here she's pretty good. I like her. But Andy Samberg and Adam Sandler, they're the standout performers here. Adam Sandler's at least trying to do like a Transylvanian accent, and then Sandberg, I don't know how his regular voice sounds, but I don't think it sounds like this. I like the love story between Jonathan and Mavis. It does feel a bit forced throughout the film. It's only 90 minutes, so they've got to get things done in quick succession. There's not really a lot of room for the love story to breathe and form naturally. But it works in its rushed capacity, weirdly. Really, I think my main issue with Hotel Transylvania is how kiddie it feels. It doesn't feel like an animated movie that's made for general audiences. It feels like a movie that's made for kids, and yet has these adult themes that kids aren't going to get. Because when you boil it down, the plot of Hotel Transylvania is a dad trying to protect his daughter, and he can't think about letting her go into the real world. That's the crust of Hotel Transylvania. But is a kid really going to relate to that? Are they going to care? They might. I mean, there are some kids that are wise beyond their years, but the majority of them aren't going to really care. They're just going to think, oh, look, funny mummy character, haha. Which, that's the aspect that appeals to the children. There's a lot of very kid-friendly jokes in this movie. I didn't really laugh a lot during Hotel Transylvania. There was one joke, though, that really made me laugh, was when Drac is in his bat form and he's on the side of the airplane and he sees Twilight playing and he turns to the camera and he says, "This is how we're represented. Unbelievable." It's like, okay, that's funny. Make fun of Twilight, you're going to make me laugh every time. But other than that, and the jokes about blah, 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 like, there's really not a lot here to make me laugh, per se. There's a couple slapstick moments that I laughed at, but on the whole, the movie doesn't really entertain me as much as I expected. And again, I think that's because of the audience that it's aimed at. It's meant to be a children's movie. And as a children's movie, it's really not that bad. There's nothing, like, grossly offensive. They don't try to push their ideology or views on the world. Like, it's really just a nice, self-contained kids movie. And the animation is really well done. I like how it looks. The world is very well defined. There's a lot of funny side gags that kids are going to be able to catch as they grow older and watch this movie over and over again. Really, I think my only problem with Hotel Transylvania is it's not a movie that caters to my interest. It's not a Pixar film where it makes me want to freaking cry at the end like all the Toy Story movies did. And it's not a Shrek where it pushes the boundaries of what you can do in an animated kids film. It's really just your average run-of-the-mill animated picture. And that's not really a bad thing. Is the pacing a bit off? Yes. I kind of got a little bored towards the end, I'll be honest. I pulled out my phone once or twice around the halfway mark, but on the whole, Hotel Transylvania is pretty alright, is how I would say it. It's not amazing, it's not great, it's not going to blow your socks off or anything, but if you're on the younger side, you'll probably get a bigger kick out of this than I would. Again, I'm 23, so am I going to, like, enjoy a kid's film that doesn't really have much for an adult's eyes and doesn't have a nostalgic tie? I don't think so. And this came out in 2012, so I was 13 when I saw Hotel Transylvania in theaters. That was a decade ago. Oh my gosh. And even back then, I thought it was pretty alright. Now I'm like, yeah, it's still pretty alright. I don't think I'll ever watch this again, to be honest, but it was a nice rewatch now for home media reviews. There's not enough here that I would say that's bad to make me say I wouldn't recommend it to somebody else, because I am giving this a green arrow. It's a very weak one, though, because it just didn't appeal to me. But that doesn't say that it won't appeal to somebody else. So yes, I do recommend that you watch Hotel Transylvania if you're generally curious about what Sony Pictures was doing with their animation a decade ago. I didn't see any of those sequels. I didn't care about those. So if you're really interested in this franchise, stick with the first movie. I think it's probably the best one out of those other sequels. Number 4, where should you pick this product up? Pretty much anywhere you can find it, really. If it's a cheap price at a pawn shop or something, that'd be pretty cool. Again, I got mine on clearance for $3. And number 5, what price should you pay? Shoot, man, I don't know. Blu-rays are probably worth about, I don't know, $5-10 maybe. My 3D copy didn't come with a slipcover, which adds like $5 to $10 of value on top of that, so I should have watched this in 3D to give my opinion on the 3D. Because Hope has a PlayStation 3 at her house, and we watched this at her house. I should have watched like a scene or two in 3D just to see how it held up, but I didn't. Sorry. But I'd say for like the 3D copy, like $10, maybe $15 if it has a slipcover. DVDs, pennies on the dollar. I don't know much about those exclusives. The Target one, I think, is the one to find. You could probably find the Bat plushie just by itself on eBay. I'd say for the Target one, probably the same price as the 3D, 10 to 15 for that. So folks, that wraps up the home media review on Hotel Transylvania. I expected a lot more from this movie, but I didn't hate it. I had a decent time watching it. Will I ever watch it again? Probably not. However, it was nice to... So what are we going to do next week, ladies and gentlemen? Well, next week is interesting. It involves these little characters who have been around for years at this point. They've been around since my dad was a kid. They have some pretty popular holiday specials that, at least in my household, we watch every year. They involve A Great Pumpkin, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. We're going to be talking the Peanuts movie next week. I did not see this one in theaters. I bought this Blu-ray on Black Friday, and I watched it, and I thought it was freaking fantastic. So, we're going to be talking about the Peanuts movie next week. So get hyped up for that. We only got one more episode before our penultimate video where I watch something I've never seen before. Hope you all are excited for that one. I will see you all then. Thank you all so very much for watching, and as always, good night, everybody.